Hey folks, it's Kerry again, and I'm back in the bathroom, back home, and I've finished my time at London at the tattoo convention, which was actually yesterday, which was Saturday, so that was the 29th of October. So yeah, all done. It was an amazing experience, 6 hours in the chair for my first session, going towards what will be a Japanese half sleeve piece. But you can kind of see a bit of it here. It's amazing. I'll show you more of it shortly. But for today's shave, I'm going to be going back to a soap that I haven't used in a really long time, which is our Pall Mall soap. And I used this the other day for a shave. And it's deliberately, I suppose, but it really does invoke images of refinement and classiness. You know, the inspiration behind Pall Mall came about from the Athenaeum Club, which is situated on Pall Mall in London, and it's kind of a high academia, aristocracy, royalty type club. That was when it was formed, and now it's similar sorts. The likes of myself, I probably wouldn't be able to get in there. One, I'm not wealthy enough, and two, I'm not academic enough. But it just oozes class, a bit like the Athenaeum, this soap. If you didn't know, the label that Sarah designed is inspired by the Medusa's head, which is on Athena's shield, Athena being the goddess of wisdom and war. Yeah, I don't know if you can catch it on the light there. There we go, yeah, ever so slightly, it's a raised high gloss label, it's lovely. But the smell, really classy, really powdery, neroli, petitgrain and lemon. It's a soft smell, but it's just a really enjoyable shave, really kind of just calming, very kind of resets me, and I really enjoy using Pall Mall. A brush, I'm going to use the brush which was gifted to me by one of my best mates, Gareth Bradford, when I first got into this hobby of wet shaving, and that is this battered and old boar bristle brush. I think it's an old Omega brush, and it's still going, but it's scratchy and it's rough. But that's what I'm going to use today. That's a tiny knot. It's probably about 20 mil, I reckon. Razor, going to go for a Gem Micromatic. Twist to open, old school. Great razor, really effective, really simple, cracking razor. And so obviously with that I'll need a gem blade, and I've just taken delivery of some new ones, loads of new goodies in fact. So that will go in here. Happy days, right on with the shave. So I've given the brush a good soak in warm water, left most of the water in there. I'm just going to go straight into the puck and see how this does. It doesn't hold the water as well as my synthetics, which I suppose is hardly a surprise. There we go. A good amount loaded into the knot. I'm going to paint this on. So a really hectic week. Really, this is the end of a long, pretty tiring week. Training wise, I've had a fairly light week because I aggravated my back up in the thoracic part, so the upper part of my spine. And it was muscular. It was a muscular symptom. I wasn't happy with it, so I eased up my training and went to see a good friend of mine, Rob Craner, his name is, Robert Craner of Hitchin Osteopathy. Look him up, he's brilliant, his hands are magic. And just for an assessment really on what was going on with my back and what was causing me this aggravation. So he had a good look at me, and despite all of my movement training and everything that I do, I've always had really tight hamstrings. I can't really touch my toes that easily. I can get down to them, but not as readily as he was expecting. So he teased me a bit there. But anyhow, the short and the long of it is, the thoracic part of my spine, kind of right in the centre of my upper back, was locked. Just a symptom of sitting at a desk for too long in my day job. So he cracked my back for me and knocked the wind out of me. And I spent an hour with him, and he loosened me right up, gave me some exercises to do, which specifically target that area, and has done wonders. So my back is feeling a bit kind of sore, my upper back, but because of that, I haven't really trained this week, so I'll be back on it next week. Right, let's go. Brand new gem stainless steel blade, gem micromatic razor. These are great razors. Look at that, just cutting the beard off. Yeah, I've been without gem stainless steel or just single edge blades for a couple of weeks now. I think I used one on my last show, but that blade wasn't really good for anything. And so I got some ordered, and I've been looking forward to a decent single edge shave for a while now. So I've been to see my good pal to get my back fixed. Eased off the training. I thought I'd cut myself there. Okay. Let me just use my Allen block. This is what happens when you rush shave. What do we say about rushing shaves? Just don't do it. But I'm short on time again on the memory card. Yeah, so yesterday was spent predominantly at the London Tattoo Convention. I suppose me cutting myself is quite thematic really, for 6 hours spent in a tattooist's chair. Bleeding, really, that's what's happening, isn't it? That tattoo gun, those needles going into your skin. Quite a lot of blood was shed, but necessary pain. For what is an amazing piece. So yeah, Buzzley is a tattoo master who specialises in Japanese work. That's all he does. And he's just a really exceptionally talented tattooist. And there was some trepidation on my part going down there, because he'd sent me an image of what he wanted to do, and he doesn't replicate his work. So even whilst I found something that I liked, I said, could I have that one or something close to it? And he was like, no, I don't do that. Each piece is unique. So he'd spent however many hours prepping his piece for me, and I basically said, no, I don't like it. And he said, well, okay, you don't have to come down, it's fine. You can basically take a picture of my previous work to any tattoo artist and get them to plagiarise it, which they wouldn't be able to do because he is brilliant, and he uses a handmade rotary tattooing machine, and he studied these forms for ages, so it had to be him. So there's some butterflies that I had on the way down there, because I didn't know what my tattoo was going to look like. I could, it wasn't compulsory. If I wasn't happy with it, then I wouldn't have said yes. But it added to the excitement, I suppose. But needless to say, I got down there and I was really chuffed with it when I saw it. He then stenciled it onto my skin and off we went. So 6 hours in the chair. I just ate lots and drank lots, which is a top tip really, as any of you will know if you've got tattoos. And I'll be going back to see him again next spring for more sessions.
Okay, 5 minutes and всегда сигарет.
Пойдем вместе сходим.
Okay?
Yep.
Почему-то на голове.
Right. I've really cut my face here. Crikey. Right there, and right here. What an idiot. Been doing this for years. Look at that. Still get myself every now and then. Okay, that's good enough for now. And yeah, running out of time. So a little bit of lather left in that stingy ball knot. Okay. So how are you folks? How's everybody on that side of the camera? I hope you're all well. You've had good weeks. And you know, your practice is good, your movement practice is good, grooming practice is good, taking care of yourselves better than I am when it comes to cutting myself. And I just hope you're all really fitting well. Okay, so this is just an Allen block that I'm using, specifically a Lune de Roca, one of these. And it helps close up small cuts. So perfect that I got it, really. It must have known that I was going to cut myself. This is the first time I've ever used one. Slowly closing everything up. Now, I think some white shavers use these to get feedback on their skin sensitivity, as in, you know, how rough a shave has been when it comes to a blade or a soap's protective abilities. And if I've got that right, my face is feeling okay, apart from these two little nicks that I've got, which are a bit sore, but okay. Doesn't taste great. Okay, so I don't think you can see anything of the piece there, but it is a Karajishi, which is a Japanese lion dog. They are Buddhist lions, and they come in pairs, and they're guardians of Buddhist temples in Japan and throughout China also. And this is the first part, so there'll be more further down my arm, and the actual beast will be stood up on a mountainside, so it'll be anchored and not kind of floating on my arm, and then it'll come over into my chest. And this symbolises, for me, it symbolises my daughter Isla, and I want to show her that she is a fierce, powerful, courageous creature, and that I'm also carrying her on my shoulders. And I also love Japanese artwork, so it's a layered piece, as in the inspiration behind it. And then in time, I'll have the same, or not the same, but I'll have another Karajishi done on the other side. So I have to get these old tattoos taken off. So that's time and cost and a bit of discomfort. But in time I'll have another half sleeve over on this side, and that'll be me. I think that'll be plenty, because this 6 hours was pretty uncomfortable. It was quite uncomfortable down here and over the shoulder on here. Okay, that's enough of me and my cut face. As I say, I hope you're very well, and thank you very much for watching. I hope you take better care of your face than I have done today. And as always, shave right, feel brilliant.